Hey, what's up, you guys? This is AJ coming to you once again from the Thwip side, and it's that time again, SPAWNAPLOOZA time. I did a SPAWNAPLOOZA a while back. It was just a video. I put SPAWNAPLOOZA on the thumbnail, but it was just a comparison video of the different versions of the MK11 Spawn. And this time around, throughout the summer and things like that, I've amassed some different things, so I decided to turn this into a series where we cover things like comics, as you can see, older figures, maybe variant figures that don't necessarily need a full review, just things I picked up to add to my Spawn collection in general, talk about how I feel about some current Spawn titles. And so yeah, fun little video, hope you enjoy. So let's just start getting right into it. Okay, before we get into it, if you hear some yelling in the background, I'm sorry. It's my youngest son has a play date over today, and two crazy 10-year-olds, wild and rambunctious, running around the house. So that's what that noise is. So, gonna talk about the comics first. Gonna talk about King Spawn. This one is issue number 1, Todd McFarlane variant cover. I've read issues 1 through 3 so far, and I'm really liking the story. Can't wait to see issue 4 to see where it's going. Just really cool comic. This is a variant of Gunslinger Spawn number 1. And so far, I think it's a decent start. I'm one of those people that like to build up their issues so they can read like a story arc. So I always end up enjoying the comic after I've read it more if I've read a few issues first. But it's not a bad start, and I enjoyed what they had. There was different stories about Gunslinger, the modern day story, some things in his past. It was pretty cool. So I'm waiting for issue 2, of course, so I can continue reading that. But so far, so good. And then this big beefy guy in the back, well, he's all crooked, is the Spawn Compendium Volume 1. Collects the first 50 issues of Spawn, which is really awesome because I've said in other videos how I was getting comics back in the day from my comic book store, or nope, yeah, not a comic book store, bookstore, sorry. And that's the only place I had to get comics. And when they closed up, I couldn't get any more comics or read Spawn. So this is a great way to catch up. I'm currently reading it just as a refresher. Compendium Volume 2 is coming out in December, and that'll be 51 to 100. So I hope they keep it going all the way up to like issue 300. That'd be really cool. Plus, it's a way to go back and reread without, for collectors that don't like to handle their issues much, especially the early ones. Like, I wouldn't want to keep on handling all my Spawn issue number 1s to read it. So this is really awesome. So really happy that they've started releasing these, and we can read them without messing our collection up. And here are some just loose older Spawn figures that I picked up at a local flea market. They were in a baggie for $5. I didn't really go through them just at the time, but $5, why not? First off, in the baggie, we got this Redeemer with a broken arm. So kind of crappy, kind of a bust, but like I said, $5. And then we got a Spawn figure, which I think is really cool. I just really wish she had some of her accessories, but you know, nice filler piece for now. And we've got the movie Jason Wynn, which has, I don't know if he has all of his accessories, but at least some. It makes me want to pick up the rest of the movie figures. I know the movie figures aren't that popular, but why not? If I can get them for cheap at like a yard sale, flea market. And Jessica Priest movie with no accessories, except for maybe if you count the tube. What I thought was really cool is we got 2 Twitch figures. One in his suit, one in his like SWAT gear. And the only thing I wish, again, accessories, but I really wish I went back and looked what fills this ear hole. And it's like a microphone or whatever, headpiece. So I wish at least he came with those. Then also, you can't have Twitch without Sam. Again, wish he had the earpiece, but he does come with his donut. Now, that for the Sam and Twitch, it makes me, I want to go back and actually try to find one with complete. But the one I think I like the most is this Wanda piece, which I think is awesome. It has candles, nice little like church display. I do have to heat up the candles and straighten them out, but nice little piece. Not very not articulated at all. Well, maybe the arm looks like there's a cup, but that's not why you'd want this for display. Yeah, just nice, cool piece. It's my favorite, but plus you could have some options to post Spawn with a church display. So yeah, that's my favorite piece of that little $5 bag. Also at the same flea market, the vendor was selling some unopened Spawn figures, and the packages are kind of beat, as you'll see. But I'm an out-of-box collector, so that doesn't bother me. But we have the Unmasked Spawn, I think Series 1, I believe. And then we have Widowmaker. Tremor, Tremor. Which is cool. And those two come with comics. They're both Series 1. And then Crutch. So quickly, I'm going to open these up and look at them. Mini review. So I'll be right back after I pop them open. Look at Widowmaker, and she had a lot more going on than I thought on a package. Pretty cool. Early 90s figures. Not much in articulation, but a nice classic, if you want to call the 90s classic piece. Just an older figure. You get some head and arm articulation. Swivel up here. I'm not going to do a full, but yeah, limited articulation, but really cool looking. These are articulated, but they're soft, so, and they've been in a package a long time, so, oh, there we go, and they're stuck. But yeah, really cool. You can adjust these. She has her sword, and then I guess this bat-like creature is called Gooner. So really cool. His jaw articulates. His wings, well, I don't know, but it looks like he can attach maybe on her arm. The thing is, though, is she is kind of messy. I mean, that's a weird word to say, but like there's so much going on that things get caught up in with each other. But pretty cool figure. I'll play around with her, free up the joints, get her in a decent looking pose, get Gooner somewhere. Yeah, really fun figure. Okay, so next here's Crutch out of the package, and he comes with this little mace thing that I can't figure out what to do with it yet. Yeah, a little rat. And he comes with several crutch options. They say this is like a weed whacker. I don't think I've read a comic with him in it. And then he's got a like pile driver type weapon. Comes with this mask that can come off. But yeah, nice little detail, especially for a 90s figure. Nice paint. Again, limited articulation, but I think he looks really cool. Also, he has a gimmick where this blade inserts into his leg and you hit the button. Okay, moving on to Tremor, another cool 90s figure. Again, nice clean paint app, especially for a 90s figure. Really like the look of him. And he has a gimmick where you put his arm up like that. Hit this button. It's a really hard press. If I can get it. God. And it shoots out. Yeah. Not much going on compared to the other two accessory wise or anything. Like Widowmaker. Now it won't go back in. Oh well, it'll stay like that until I get back in. But not much accessory wise like Widowmaker and Crutch. But this is Series 1. But it does come with the comic, which is due to being in the beat up packaging is kind of beat up, but you know what? It'll go in my collection anyway. Yeah, this cool little Tremor story. And for the last of my flea market finds, We have the Unmasked Series 1 Spawn, or the hamburger head. Pretty cool for a first time outing for the figure. The cape does swing in and out. I question it's not hinged. I mean, nowadays, sensibilities, if you're going to do that, you'd have a hinge, but after a while messing with that, I think it would snap. But you know what? I probably won't play with it too much like that. Find a pose, keep them on the shelf. This piece was a separate piece. You had to attach, help keep the cape. There's a peg mechanism. This can be removed to put in his hand, but I'm going to keep it like that because I just think it looks cooler. It has this wooden plank accessory with a spike. Yeah, really cool. Really happy to have him, and I will be tracking down the mask face. Sometimes he has a little trouble standing because of the cape, but and again, he came with a comic book. Just a nice, fun little comic book that is beat because the packaging was beat, but still going in my collection regardless. So yeah, I'm really glad. Some fun flea market pickups. Really happy to have found them. I do want to try to, my next goal for figures, for older figures, is to track down the rest of Series 1. And to finish things off for this SPAWNAPLOOZA, we circle all the way back to the first SPAWNAPLOOZA and showing off some MK11 Spawn figures. First, we have the Lord Covenant Spawn, which is a straight repaint. This time it comes with the sword. But once again, like I say about all the Spawn MK11 figures, absolutely love it. Love the paint details, the colors, the blue and the gray, but all the detail, once again, is awesome. All the apps bring it out nicely. Nice and dirty look on the pouches. And just like the Curse of the Apocalypse Spawn, I like how the color brings out the cape. Curse of the Apocalypse still, I think, edges this one out, but I love this blue and gray color scheme. So really awesome. And then we have the latest MK11 Spawn, the Malifick Spawn, which surprisingly there's a lot of new here. Starting with the head, it does appear to be bigger because of this extra sculpt for the mask. It does have these shoulder pads, different gauntlets. So what could have been like just a rush repaint, maybe a different head, they actually did a lot here. This is all sculpted, so this is all new. The belt is new. And the boots. So yeah, a lot more new than you would think when we first heard that it was released. Oh, and this time, instead of the sword, the mace, or the axe, it comes with actually some necroplasm effects, which is awesome. Another new accessory. Everybody knows I love the MK11 Spawn, and I am still kind of disappointed that the Spawn's Universe figures we've been getting don't quite scale well with these. These are a little short, I think. I kind of wish that they scaled them with the Spawn's Universe with these, so that way we'd already have just a Spawn out of the gate for the line, and the next wave doesn't have a traditional regular Spawn. So I'm hoping we get an announcement soon, because I'd like one that fits with the Spawn's Universe figures. So yeah, 2 more cool Spawns. That's a lot of Spawn MK11, but you know what? If he announced he was making another one, if Todd did so, I'd pick that up too. I just absolutely love this figure. So that'll about do it for this episode of SPAWNAPLOOZA. I hope you enjoyed it. Please comment, tell me what you think about my pickups, and please consider subscribing. Also, don't forget, speaking of Spawn, my 100 subscriber giveaway is the Target exclusive Gunslinger Spawn in issue number 1 of Gunslinger Spawn, again at 100 subs. We're 16 away, so if you're interested, check that out and enter on that video. I will do an update video soon as we get closer to remind people, and for another video they don't have to, so it's a more recent video so they don't have to track it down or come up with a different way. But I am giving it away at 100 subs, that prize. And don't forget to thwip that notification bell, and I will catch you guys all right back here on the thwip side. Thanks for watching, and later.